So registering visitors for the meeting ahead of time. How do we do this? Here's a couple of screenshots which show you exactly what to do. And again, this is done on a PC. You can, as of the time of recording, you can, I believe, register people on the app. I'm not sure, check that. But you definitely can do it on a PC. So you go to BNI Connect, you log in, and you're going to go to Operations, Operations chapter, and it's going to take you to Manage Visitors, and there's a visitor portal. This is a new thing since last year. It's a whole new section. It's actually an extranet. It's connected with the bit that the visitors can see their personal data. That's because of data protection. So we're now actually registering and entering our registered visitors on the portal. What does the portal look like? Well, it looks like this. It's an awful lot nicer than BNI Connect. It's a separate web-based app. It'll take you right in there. And there's 3 options in the visitor portal. You can add a visitor registration. Somebody wants to come and visit the chapter, you can register them ahead of time for the meeting right there. You will click Add Registration. You can have a look and see who has registered. You can look at this right back in time. You can go a long way back, right to the beginning of BNI, if you like, and it's going to give you a list of people who were registered and they were not taken out of this database as visitors, so they never show up. And then finally, if you need to mark attendance, which you do, if visitors did visit and they were registered, you would go in to mark attendance. So let's take a look at each of these in turn. First of all, add a visitor registration. Well, it's going to pull up a dialog box that's going to ask you, you're going to register yourself or somebody else. You're going to go ahead and select somebody else. And you're going to simply go down and fill this out. This information is critical. If you haven't got it, don't put it in. But what you do need to know is first name, last name. We absolutely need to know the email address. Don't put a fake one in because it's going to screw things up. Get their email address, phone number, and a lot of the other stuff, city, address, not so crucial. Obviously, the visit date is crucial, and obviously which chapter they're going to. As a visitor host, I think you're only going to be able to see your chapter. Now, on the right, it says other details. We're going to select what category. There's a drop-down menu. You can go hunting for the right category for this person, and you would select a visitor type. They're either going to be a visitor, a guest, or a substitute. A visitor could join. A guest is somebody who can't join, and a substitute is somebody who's substituted. This is kind of, there's some updates coming on this, so if you're watching this recording a little bit later on, have a check and see what it says. We do want to track this information for a PALMS report. So once we've done that, we'll hit down the bottom. There's a button called Submit somewhere. It may not be showing on the screen, but you would enter that information. Okay, so now let's have a look and see who we've got registered. We click on this View Registrations. Now here is a cut, and you can see it's from April through to October of visitors to Business Alliance of the River Region who didn't actually come to the meeting. They're visitor registrations. If they came to the meeting, if they were marked as present, they would come off this list. They wouldn't appear. They'd be appearing as our visitor list. So here's a list of folks, and it's very handy to go in and see. If you want to reach back out to people for follow-ups, there's an edit button on the left, and there's a delete button as well. I don't know whether you can see those, but I can. I bet you can see the edit button. So that's that information there. And finally, as a visitor host, you're marking attendance. You have people registered. Now you need to make sure that they have been marked as present. You're going to get the same list, but notice on the left-hand side, there's a little checkbox now. You can actually go in and you're going to mark the people that were present at that week's meeting. And you'll see down the bottom, you've now got a new section. It says 2 registration records selected, mark attendance. You hit mark attendance and it's going to move them from that visitor registration database across to visitors. Now, how are we going to handle recording visitors who are not pre-registered? They just showed up. Surely visitors wouldn't do this. Well, guess what? They do. And sometimes we knew perfectly well they were coming, but we failed to register them ahead of time. So in this case, after the meeting, we do need to register them and capture their information. They are going to go straight into the visitor database. We're going to bypass the whole portal thing completely. So again, we're going to go into BNI Connect. We're going to go to Operations Chapter, Manage Visitors, but this time we're going to go to Record a Visitor, post-meeting, not pre-registered. By the way, there is another one called Manage Visitors if you need to get into that database and snout around in there, but recording a visitor is that one there. And the first information we need is an email. We put their email in there, and it's immediately going to go through our entire BNI Connect database and see if that person ever registered before. Now, I'm putting in bill.keen@gmail.com. That's my personal email address. Now you know it, but I use that for training in BNI Connect, Mr. George Washington, who works for 1776 Inc. Now, I have actually typed that information in the email, I've hit search, and this guy's come up with all of his history. Look, he's been visiting all over the place. If this is the right guy, we're going to select him. If it's not, we're going to go to the next stage and do a search for the name. Let's move this forward. So if I select Simple Simon and there's no search results, it means Simple Simon has not visited a BNI chapter before, which means we're going to go search by name. We're going to try again. We're going to type it in, Simple Simon. He has not definitely visited a chapter under a different email address or a different person. So now we know there's no record in BNI Connect. We're going to hit Create New, and we're going to enter a new record for Simple Simon. It's automatically going to put the email in. Look, there's some arrows there saying you scroll down. I guess I didn't put this in the screen grab, but you go down there filling out the same information that you did in the portal. Who are they? What do they do? What's their address? What's their email address? We've got that already. What's their phone number? What's their potential category? And then we're going to mark it. Now you'll see at the top here, there's a little blue checkbox. It says, are we going to give the member credit in pounds? If this is a first-time visitor, the answer is yes. But if he's visiting a second time, we can deselect that. The member only gets a visitor credit for the first time a person visits, not every other visit. Down the bottom, there's another checkbox that says, do we want to send a follow-up email? Normally keep that checked because yes, we do. But if you're going in, putting some people in that came a few weeks back that somehow got missed, you may not want to receive an email that says thanks for visiting the chapter when it was 6 weeks ago. Makes us look a bit out of date. So you might want to deselect that. Go through, get the information in and hit submit. You've got several to do. You might want to go submit and new, and you repeat the process again.